Welcome everyone. In today's class, today we are going to be talking about a very important question, that is phonetics and phonology, different types of phonetics along with the places of articulation. So phonetics actually talks about speech sound and study of speech sound. It deals with three processes together: production, transmission and perception. Production is the producing speech sound transmitted and understanding, internalization and realization of the speech sound. There are three types of phonetics: articulatory phonetics, which describes speech sound; acoustic phonetics, which talks about the frequency, intensity and duration of speech sound; and auditory phonetics talks about the perception of the speech along with the articulatory and acoustic phonetics. So if you talk about phonology actually is the study of linguistic sound system, which helps to make organization of sounds into patterns like cat, bat, sit, jib, as you can see. And it also deals with the stress, intonation, rise and fall tones. It is the mental representation and description of the speech sound. So if you talk about the places of articulation, it takes help of vocal tract, airflow, restricted airflow, tongue and lips, and oral cavity in order to produce the sound in a moment. So there are 7 types of places of articulation if you talk about. First one is bilabial sound, labiodental, interdental, alveolar, palatal, velar, and glottal. So let me explain bilabial sounds. Bilabial sounds actually works when the lips are together. Suppose here, near. So it takes help of the lips. Labiodental sounds it goes with the bottom lip and upper teeth works. Suppose here, and b sound. Interdental sounds are the and the sound. Thin, then, it is between the teeth often. Alveolar sounds are like t, d, n, s, z, l, and r. Rising from the front of the tongue to the alveolar ridge, it takes place. It creates the sound tra, la, la. And palatals, as you can see, like mission, measure, sh sound, here, share, there, sound, rising the hard palate behind the alveolar ridge. So let's come to the fifth one: velar, k sound, g sound, and ang sound, raising the back of the tongue to the soft palate. That is velar, back, bag, bang. And glottal sound is very interesting. Her sound, house, who, hair, here. No air flow with restriction, open glottis. So this is the basic part of phonetics here. Now let me just briefly talk about the Grice's Maxim in order to explain. Grice talks about 4 parts of Maxim: maxims of quality, maxims of quantity, maxims of relevance, and maxims of manner. Maxims of quality in Grice, he talks about a very important thing. When we just produce the sentences, at that time it has to be relevant, it has to be true, it has to be authentic, it has to be supported by evidence. Quantity talks about the number of sentences, it has to be logical, up to the mark, so that it can be clearing the message. Relevance, a person when he delivers the message, it has to be relevant to the situation. And manner, there is a certain ethics and principle that a speaker should maintain in order to explain the incident in a way so that it maintains at least decency in case of explaining the things. So hopefully you can understand this. Of course. Once again, I'd like to talk about a very important part, that is lexical semantics. So lexical semantics is actually semantics talks about the study of meaning in linguistics. So lexical semantics discusses the different types of semantics. As you can see, I have already written them here. First one is hyponym. Hyponym is a very interesting part of semantics. It talks about the matter with the consisting part. Suppose, as you can see, human, it could be relating women, men. Suppose botany, flora, fauna. So this is very interestingly combining the things. Children, boy, girls. So homonym talks about a very interesting thing. Homonym says that the spelling will be different, pronunciation will be spelling will be same, pronunciation will be same, but meaning will be different. As you can see, please lie down on the floor. Please lie. It means getting down onto the floor. Don't lie. Tell me the truth. So this lie means untrue word. Homophone talks about a very interesting thing. Like both the words will be same with the pronunciation, but spelling will be different, meaning will be different. I don't know. So this is the second no. No, I do not have any money. So this no, it means negative, and this no means something affirmative. So meaning is totally different. And synonyms and antonyms, as you know, the opposite word will be referring to antonyms, and the similar meaningful words will be synonyms. Suppose happy, successful, beautiful, wonderful. These will be synonyms. Antonyms: big, small, unhappy, happy. So the antonyms. Just giving you the simplifier. Heteronym actually talks about a very. Alright, so let me talk about heteronym. Heteronym is a very interesting part because the spelling will be same, pronunciation is different, meaning different. So have a look here. I saw a dove last night. She dove into the water. So dove means the past form of dive, and dove is a bird. I give you a rose. The sun rose earlier. So rose is a flower, and this rose is the past form of rice. So hopefully I've understood heteronym. Let's come to metonym. Metonym is actually explaining part for the whole. Suppose crown for the king and Scotland Yard for CID. Retronym is very interesting. It is referring back to the past when similar words were redundant, like silent movie, day, baseball. Just let me talk about the conceptual the semantics with 7 types of meaning. Conceptual meaning. Conceptual meaning will give you the logical and cognitive ideas regarding meaning. Suppose he has knowledge on sound. Connotative meaning will talk about the communicative value. Suppose his knowledge on sound is not sound, the next sound. Social meaning will give you assertion, threat, apology, request, any kind of question, interrogation, any kind of things, comma. Affective meaning will give you the feeling or emotion in a sentence when you deliver. And reflective meaning will work on the lexical level. Suppose you can trust me. Please come tomorrow morning. So some words will be very important in information. Collocative meaning will talk about the linguistic level but explain another concept. Suppose you are a very beautiful person. So beautiful person is not grammatically possible, but it is referring to something very positive. Now coming to the last one, thematic meaning. It talks about the message and information in a sentence. As I have already talked about a story, Hermia Helena, Lysander Demetrius, where there is a love quadruple story, and there is jealousy, transformation, dream, lunatics, a lot of things were there. So it talks about different theme of love. So hopefully I've understood everything clearly. That's it from here. Thank you very much.